Welcome to Wisdom Teachings with Dr. Amanda Love. Today's topic, set your life down. Set your life down. Whether or not you are aware of it, you are most likely holding life. What I mean by that is that there is some level of managing, controlling, or attempting to keep all of the parts in place. We often feel like we can't stop holding or set things down, or else we won't be in control of all of the pieces. We fear that if we aren't in control, then things will go wrong, badly, or will simply feel uncertain, which we tend to not like. The paradox is that if we do find a way to set the things of life down, we feel more ease, yet getting to the point where we feel like we can is the tricky part. Probably the even bigger paradox is that ultimately we don't have control over all the pieces and parts that we hold on to so tightly, yet illogically we hold on to them anyways. The effects of not being able to set life down are many. At the body level, we feel tension in our head, jaw, muscles, chest, and belly. Our breathing is not as full as it could be. We feel fatigue. There can be difficulties with sleep and digestion. Beyond that, we may experience things like pain or other various bodily ailments that are the result of our life force energy not being able to efficiently flow through and fuel our bodies. On an emotional level, we may feel anxiousness, irritation, frustration, impatience, annoyance, restlessness, and general vigilance. At the mental levels, we can have ruminating or repeating thoughts, feel unable to turn our thoughts off, be hyper-focused on what we think others are thinking of us, or constantly be trying to figure things out in our heads. For most people, all of the things I just described are their normalized state of being, meaning people throw all of those things into a basket called stress and assume that this is just the way life is. They don't see how they are creating this experience of life for themselves. In order to begin to entertain the idea, and beyond that the actuality of setting our life down, we must know one fundamental thing, and that is that all is taken care of. If we don't know this, then we will never set things down because we will always feel like we are somehow in charge of it all. Knowing that all is taken care of requires a hefty dose of faith that something that is more aware or intelligent than our individual limited minds is running the show of this cosmic dance of life. We must move past our egocentric view of ourselves and our lives as being the center of everything and realize that they aren't. We are part of a much larger orchestration of things occurring, most of which we are completely unaware of. Yet as obvious as this is, we tend to think we know what is going on, what should or shouldn't be happening, and how things should turn out or be. This is the root of all of our stress. Setting your life down takes faith and also courage. Courage in knowing that you are important, valuable, and an indispensable part of creation, even when your individual life isn't the center of it. Though you don't have the awareness of the entire cosmic game, you are perfectly positioned to be playing whatever part you are, and that requires a bit more faith. When you trust and believe in yourself, in who you are just as you are, knowing that you could be nothing and no one else, you come into agreement with life. You stop self and other judgment. You stop hating yourself and others. You stop disagreeing with or opposing what is. Another way to say this is that you accept yourself, and in doing so, you realize you can't be other than you are. So you wholeheartedly accept the position you are currently playing in this game of life, seeing that it could not be other than it is. With this, a whole new perspective or view of life emerges. You see through different glasses. This new set of glasses sees what is without trying to figure it out, make it different, manipulate it somehow, or change it. You come to know and rest in being, rather than stuck inside of controlling, managing, fixing, or doing as if there are separate objects doing onto other objects. A shift in identity also starts to occur from the one that does all the stuff and thinks a whole bunch of thoughts to the one that just is, the being from which doing or activity arises. This enables us to set life down as we move from doer to beer. When we recognize that we be and that we are, we conceive movement or activity occurring, yet we know that we aren't the activity itself, but rather the source of it. Activity happens, emotions continue to occur, there are sensations and thoughts, but none of them affect or change the fact that you are, that you continue to be. Another way to say this is that as you recognize yourself as being, you are unaffected by the things that are occurring. You also don't see yourself as a separate person, object from the stuff, but rather as the source of it. The experience of this is that you feel stable, rested, and at ease, regardless of how the parts and pieces of life are moving about. You are no longer concerned with trying to control them, but rather recognize them as expressions of you. Nothing can change isness. Being always is. It is the source of all expressions, the light behind the forms. When you recognize that you are not the stuff of life, you can put the stuff down and rest back into yourself, into being. Nothing could ever not be taken care of because all is included in being, all perfectly playing its part in this infinite celestial soup of life. Start by being courageous enough to know that you are a valuable part and set the luggage that you carry around on your back down. The luggage that is always trying to make sure that you are okay. Have faith in being and come more and more into knowing yourself as that you are. If you do, you will become increasingly more sourceful and rested in your actual self, and your experience of life will match your newfound glasses.